So we come to the last of the first of three finals. So first final for DD2 and DD2 Masters here at Kristianstad Karting Club in southern Sweden. 14 minutes have been set on the timer plus an additional lap. And your lineup is as follows. On pole position will be Zander Friblak from Belgium in the 422, and alongside will be Denmark's Christian Sorensen in the 425. Piotr Wisnicki on the 403 and Italy's Riccardo Alberti, one of our qualifying heat winners from yesterday, will start on row number 2. Ville Villainen and David Remy will complete row number 3, ahead of Sivert Morland and Andreas Fors, with Jakob Bezel and Juuso Pantila completing the top 10. Then all the way down to 25th position, 11th is Sebastian de Grande. Alongside will be the pole sitter for this round for DD2 Masters, Christophe Adams from Belgium in the 555. Peter Bezel and Florian Breitenbach complete row number 7, with Madeleine Radny and Matthias Dahl on row number 8. Dionysis Livris and Jan Schwitter complete row number 9, with Roberto Pajewski and Oliver Breitenbach on the 10th row, completing the top 20. Rounding out the 25 strong is Nico Jörg from Austria, Daniel Oberheuter, Slavomir Moransky, who apparently had a disqualification post yesterday evening. And then we also have Mingus Falk and Michael Becker from Germany. That is your 25 competitors here. There is someone a little bit late to the party, so to speak, as we're trying to get things underway. So it will be down to both Friblak and Sorensen that are on the front row, who will try and get things underway here. So trying to get the field slowed, as the drivers really need to get into formation pretty quickly. Let's see what happens. Do we go lights out in DD2 and DD2 Masters? Timer starts ticking away, and I tell you what, great start there from one of the drivers. Now there's a few drivers I need to keep an eye on here. I need to find out what's going to happen with what's going to occur. Reference Christophe Adams, who's leading DD2 Masters in this weekend after the qualifying stage, but Friblak has the initial advantage at the moment. Looks to be the Villainen in second place, with Sorensen hot on the heels of the Finn. So David Remy, where is he at the moment? He's currently sitting in 5th place. And looks like Riccardo Alberti has got past Christian Sorensen for position. So the Italian right on the back bumper of Villainen coming through to the final corner. He couldn't really try and send it up in the inside of the Finn because the gap was very much not there, as Alberti was trying to go through a gap that really did not truly exist. 13 minutes, 2 seconds plus an additional lap here in this first of two DD2 and DD2 Masters finals, as I think there was a try there from Daniel Oberheuter to get past Slavomir Moransky going through turn 1, but the defending DD2 Masters champion from last year not having any of it. But Friblak did have nearly an 0.8 of a second lead after the previous tour, but now it's going to be very much who's going to want it the most to try and catch him up. And now Villainen has lost out to Riccardo Alberti from Italy in the treble 4. So Alberti on the Sturdy-Kart chassis is going to try and hunt down, if he can, if he doesn't get passed by one of the few behind him, as David Remy is now up behind Villainen in 4th position. Sorensen is now in 5th, and just behind him is Jakob Bezel. So Jakob, currently leading the standings at the moment, needs to make some more inroads to try and help him extend the gap in the championship at the moment. But Friblak's lead was 1.15 seconds. The Belgian now clearly trying to make his getaway very early on in this race. So running order at the moment, Friblak leads from Riccardo Alberti from Italy, Villainen from Finland in 3rd, David Remy on home soil here in Sweden, as Jakob Bezel now finally gets past Christian Sorensen for what is 5th position. Andreas Fors not too far behind the Dane. Sivert Moilen, Peter Bezel, Juuso Pantila round out the top 10. Sebastian de Grande, Christophe Adams, Madeleine Radny, Dionysis Livris and Jan Schwitter seem to be working together a little bit here. Well, actually, that's not the case, because Livris is right, getting up close and personal with looks to be Madeleine Radny or Christophe Adams there. So Radny now rounds out the top 15 on the road and is a bit further adrift. She's going to have to start trying to defend from Florian Breidenbach at the moment as the German sends it up the inside of the Swede. But then Radny fires back on the cutback, and there was a nice move there from Matthias Dahl up the inside of Florian Breitenbach there, and swarming over the back bumper is also Nico Jog from Austria. Then you also got Mingus Falk from Denmark, so this is really starting to intensify a little bit further outside of the top 15. So Oliver Breitenbach has now got past, well, what has happened to Piotr Wisnicki is my question. So leading DD2 Masters at the moment is Christoph Adams. He's currently 13th behind Dionysius Liveris. The pair did have a bit of a coming together yesterday, if I'm completely honest. And Dionysius Liveris was given a post-race penalty for the first incident that occurred. But Liveris now really getting a move on. He's just up behind Dames Racing Team's teammate, Sebastian de Grand. This is for 11th position. And I do have to say that I'm keeping an eye on where Petr Bezel is at the moment. He's currently sitting in the top 10 in 10th position behind Juuso Panttila. As Schiblak is extending the lead quite calmly. He's now up to just under 1.5 seconds. Looks to be further extended this time around. Let's see what the difference between him and Alberti is. 1.678, and he's just got him pumped in the fastest lap as well. 52.915 there. And it looks like there's a great move happening between. Now that's Matthias Dahl. Now there was that on the inside of Madeleine Radny. Yes, that was. And just up ahead is the 4.27 of Switzerland's Jan Schwitter, having a bit more run. I spoke to him this morning when he was doing a track walk, and he said, well, hopefully it's going to be a bit better for me today. That definitely is the case, Jan, because he's a little bit further up than where he would have probably expected. He started in 18th. He is now currently 14th at the moment. And unfortunately, I thought it might be the case. Piotr Wisnicki has parked it in the pits. He's out on lap number 4. A real shame for the Polish driver who started in 3rd position. Might have been a mechanical issue and decided to call it a day. So 8 minutes and 41 seconds on the clock, plus an additional lap left to go here. As there's some great dicing here, and I see that the 451 of Juuso Panttila going up the inside of Petr Bezel. Oh, forces the Czech driver a little bit wide, coming out of the exit of turn number 1. That's a great move from Juuso Panttila, very clean there, but this is allowing Dionysius Liveris to catch up and try and see if he can do anything there. And it looks like has Liveris got past Petr Bezel? I think he very well might have done. There's more battling going on behind as Jan Schwitter's trying to make up a place or two and gets past Christoph Adams. So 8 minutes and 4 plus an additional lap left on the timer to go. Schiblak comfortably leading here in Kristianstad at the moment. And let's see if that gap is going to be fast approaching, just over 2 seconds. Your guess is as good as mine, but he's calmly getting along with the business at hand. Gap between him and Riccardo Alberti has just gone over 2 seconds. 2.027 to be precise. Ville Villainen now is about half a second adrift off of the back bumper of the Italian. Jakob Bezel, David Remy, Christian Sorensen, Andreas Voss, Sivert Mailand, Juuso Panttila, Dionysius Liveris now complete the top 10 as Liveris looks to be very racy here today. So some good battling happening up and down the field, and I think that a Bezel or two is definitely having to fight for it. Well, it's not just Jakob, it's also Petr as well, as looks to be that Jakob is currently sitting in 4th position. He's just ahead of home hero David Remy from Sweden in the Dan Holland 455. He's made great inroads as David Remy making the transition from Cinemax to DD2. Juuso Panttila and Dionysius Liveris have both got past Sivert Mailand, so Liveris now up into 9th place. It's a good showing for the Greek driver, and he started all the way down in 17th position overall. So 6 minutes and 31 seconds on the clock, plus an additional lap. There is more battling happening down towards the bottom part of the top 10. And Petr Bezel definitely not having a good run. Had a bit of, actually made a really good comeback drive in the first final in Adria, and then it was a Bezel 1-2 on the podium a little bit later on that day. So just off from So at the moment we have still Schiblak, Alberti, first and second, Villalainen in third, Jakob Basel still being pressurised, not just by David Remy, but Christian Sorensen from Denmark will factor in. I don't think it's going to be too much longer before Andreas Fors from Sweden also joins that train. Then got Jusso Pantala from Finland. Dionysis Livris is trying to close up on the Finn and was nearly half a tenth of a second quicker on that last lap. So Pantala did a 52.623. Dionysis Livris did a 52.581. And in the process, the Greek driver has set the fastest lap of this race thus far. Whereas Schiblak is just consistently running in the 52.7s, the 52.6s. Gap was 2.389 seconds between him and Alberti. Now it is 2.7. Schiblak just comfortably just pulling away from the rest of the field. So Matthias Dahl, I think, is closing on Sebastian de Grand for position. This is for 13th. Jan Schwitter now up into 12th. So the Swiss driver really getting a motor on now, and he started alongside Dionysis Livris. But the Swiss driver started on 18th place on the grid when we went green around about 9 or so minutes ago. 4 minutes and 39 plus an additional lap to go in this first of two DD2 and DD2 Masters finals. Only 4 competitors in DD2 Masters, hence the fact why we've amalgamated both categories. But it is still providing a great source of entertainment. Christoph Adams, he is still leading at the moment in terms of DD2 Masters. He's 15th at the moment, nearest competitor. Slavomir Moransky down in 20th. And just behind him is the current points leader in DD2 Masters, which is Austria's Roberto Pajewski. Michael Becker is up into 23rd as Oliver Breitenbach now is down in 24th. And the last of the currently running competitors here, Oliver started in 20th. His brother Florian, in the meantime, up into 17th position. And Florian has had a drop of 3 positions over the duration of this race. Schiblak is very close to. Well, he's going to break into the 3-second advantage barrier here, as he was 2.993 seconds ahead of Riccardo Alberti, who has really not been challenged by Ville Villalainen as the Italian got up ahead. Alberti did win one of the qualifying heats yesterday, so shows that he has pace. The gap now between first and second is 3.2 seconds between Schiblak, who is now going over the hump as Alberti comes through the exit and just goes over the hump himself. So a clear gap that's going to be closer to 3.5 seconds next time around as we go into the final 3 minutes of this race. David Remy still is now, well, he's actually behind Jakob Basel. So Basel up into 4th place, Remy in 5th, Christian Sorensen just behind the Swede, and then just back from there you've got Andreas Fors and Jusso Pantala. Dionysis Livris, I'm just trying to see how much he's closing in. Well, he was actually a little bit slower that time around. So we'll just see what happens here. So the gap now 3.3 seconds between first and second position, and it looks like we're going to have our second retirement of this race. Unfortunately, it looks to be Oliver Breitenbach from Germany, from Nice Racing. The 432 looks to have pulled it into the pits. Madeleine Radny now gets back into the top 15 ahead of Christoph Adams. Roberto Pajewski now has taken second in the classification for DD2 Masters. Finally has got past Poland's very own Slavomir Moransky for position on not just the track but also in DD2 Masters in terms of the classification. But Christoph Adams has been passed by Madeleine Radny, so he will still be in the lead at the moment and has about 3 carts. So he's got Florian Breitenbach, Mingus Falk and Nico Jog between himself and Roberto Pajewski at the moment. 1 minute and 44 seconds plus an additional lap left to go in this last of the first set of finals here on finals day at Kristianstad for the second round of the 2019 Rotax Max Euro Trophy season. 3.749 seconds is the lead. Can I please call 243, Junior Max 243 to the stewards immediately, please? Thank you. And that will be Dante Rapagne. Dante Rapagne, please report to the stewards immediately. Driver number 243, thank you. So time is fast ticking away here in the DD2 and DD2 Masters first final of the weekend. And there looks to be a bit of a train now. It's the Remy train. So David Remy really backing up everyone behind. And there are a gaggle of 4 carts behind, which is being led by Denmark's Kristian Sørensen, who's got Andreas Fors, Juuso Pantila. And now here comes Dionysius Liveris. Liveris really has a chance now to get himself up into, at the very least, 7th or 6th position. But the gap now is extended further between first and second. Zander Przyblak leads Riccardo Alberti from Italy by over 4 seconds. What a job from the Belgian. He's the current defending B&L Karting Series DD2 champion. He's got a fight on his hands with Dionysius Liveris in that championship, but he is comfortably leading by a clear country mile here in southern Sweden amidst the Sunday afternoon sunshine here. So some great oh, well, Dionysius Liveris has just made up another place. He's just got past Juuso Pantila. I think Pantila knew that Dionysius Liveris had the pace. So that's 1 position gained. That puts Dionysius Liveris into 8th position. So it's the final lap, and Zander Przyblak's lead is going to be quite substantial. 4.9 seconds. But look at how close Ville Villelainen is to the back bumper of the Italian Riccardo Alberti on the final lap. It looks like Villelainen is going to strike very, very shortly. Where will he make the move? It won't be quite yet as they go through turn 5 and 6. This is really, really dynamic here. How Ville Villelainen just kept the tyres a little bit there. Kept waiting, kept biding his time. Is it going to be enough for him to steal second at the flag? Not too sure. But in the meantime, as we come to conclude our first set of finals before the lunch break, the checkered flag is going to wave. It's 3 different winners from 3 different races. Zander Przyblak wins in Sweden. Second, who's it going to go to? Is it going to be a drag race between second and third? Not quite. Alberti hangs on ahead of Villelainen by just 0.080 of a second. Jakob Bezel extends his championship lead by staying in 4th position. David Remy takes 5th on home soil in the first race of the weekend, the first final of today. Kristian Sørensen in 6th ahead of Andreas Fors, with Dionysius Liveris completing the top 8 positions. But what a DD2 masterclass from the reigning and defending B&L Karting Series champion Zander Przyblak, winning by 5.845 seconds. Ahead of Riccardo Alberti from Italy, Ville Villelainen from Finland takes 3rd position ahead of Jakob Bezel from the Czech Republic, and David Remy making it 5 different nationalities in the top 5. Then you got 6 with Kristian Sørensen from Denmark in 6th position. Andreas Fors, Dionysius Liveris, Juuso Pantila and Peter Bezel round out the top 10. Jan Schwitter, what a great drive from the Swiss driver to recover to 11th at the flag, ahead of Sivert Moiland, Matthias Stahl, Sebastian de Grand and Matthias Stahl, Madeline Radney in 14th, and Sebastian de Grand being the last of the points finishers in DD2. Christoph Adams has taken the win again in DD2 Masters, finishing 19th behind Mingus Falk, Florian Breitenbach and Nico Jorg. Roberto Pajewski takes the runner-up spot and finishes 20th behind the Belgian. So Slavomir Moransky ends up 21st. Daniel Oberheuter in 22nd, with Michael Becker running out the 23rd that finished with Oliver Breitenbach and Piotr Wisnicki retiring from the race.